Pi. This is a classic tale of collaboration and pivotal decisions that shape the global network we use today. Adam, tell us in detail the secret meeting that changed the internet in the 1970s.
That defining moment goes back to September of 1973, specifically inside a hotel room at the Cabana Hyatt in Palo Alto, California. Vint Cerf and Bob Kahn, two visionaries at the forefront of early networking, were the two individuals present, working intensely to develop a new set of communication protocols. The main outcome of this intensive session was the creation of the Transmission Control Protocol, or TCP, which became the foundational language used to route information across diverse networks, expanding into the Internet Protocol Suite.
What was the ARPANET, the forerunner to the internet, and what were its original goals?
ARPANET, which stands for the Advanced Research Projects Agency Network, was a pioneering computer network funded by the United States Department of Defense. One of its primary goals was to create a decentralized communication network that could survive even if portions of the network were damaged, which was a significant concern during the Cold War. Beyond that military purpose, it was also designed to allow researchers and scientists across the country to share computing resources, collaborate on projects, and transmit data efficiently. This collaborative environment laid the foundation for the digital tools we rely on today, such as email.
In the early 1970s, what was the massive problem the ARPANET faced? Why were the existing solutions insufficient for a global network?
In the early 1970s, the massive problem ARPANET faced was network interconnection. As new types of networks, like radio and satellite, began to emerge, ARPANET's original protocol wasn't designed to bridge these disparate systems together. The previous protocol was much like a device driver specifically for one type of network and lacked the flexibility to manage communication across multiple, varied systems. To create a truly global network, they needed a universal language that could be understood by any device, regardless of the underlying technology.
What specific observation led research did Vincent Cerf and Bocan conduct to address this issue? What was their revolutionary hypothesis? And what simple concepts did they propose?
Bob Kahn's experience working on packet radio and satellite networks convinced him that the solution to the interneting problem lay in an open architecture network. Their revolutionary hypothesis was that the internal workings of individual networks shouldn't matter, and that the network-to-network protocols should be kept as simple as possible. They proposed the concept of gateways to connect different networks, which would handle passing packets without needing to understand the details of every single system.
Detail the moment, the secret meeting where these ideas took shape. Where did it happen? Where was there? Who was there? And what was the main outcome?
That defining moment took place in September of 1973, inside a hotel room at the Cabana Hyatt in Palo Alto, California. Vince Cerf and Bob Kahn were the two individuals present, working intensely to develop a new set of communication protocols. The main outcome of this intensive session was the creation of the Transmission Control Protocol, or TCP, which became the foundational language used to route information across diverse networks, later expanding into the Internet Protocol Suite.
Describe the immediate reaction to that TCP/IP proposal. Why was such a simple and effective solution met with skepticism and resistance?
The reaction to the TCP/IP proposal was initially met with considerable skepticism and resistance. This was largely because other organizations and nations were developing their own competing standards, such as the OSI model, which was backed by international standards bodies. Many believed that a more complex, formally defined system was necessary for a truly global network, viewing the simplicity of TCP/IP as insufficient for the scale and diverse requirements of major communications providers.
Why did Vincent Cerf and Bocan life and careers unfold after their theory was initially met with resistance? How long after this meeting did their work finally receive the recognition it deserved?
Following that initial period of resistance, both Vince Cerf and Bob Kahn went on to have incredibly distinguished careers, continuing to shape the development and governance of the Internet long after their work on TCP/IP. While it took time for their theoretical work to be fully embraced globally, significant recognition began to arrive in the late 1990s and early 2000s, roughly 25 to 30 years after their initial hotel room meeting, culminating in honors like the ACM Turing Award in 2004 and the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 2005.
Guys, the legacy of that small meeting is the interconnected world we live in today. It teaches us that truly revolutionary innovation often comes from simple, universal principles rather than complex solutions. Most importantly, it shows that the beautiful open architecture of the internet was a choice made by collaborators who believed the power of a shared language. If you have any question, please feel free to put it down on the comment section. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Let's keep the record alive.